Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to Sunday Soul Service, where we flow into our new week. The word that's been coming to me lately, even though it's not the intention for the week, has been like fortify. And so I think about like my yoga practice, on Sundays I fortify myself with my yoga practice. But anyway, I'm so glad that you guys have joined me again. So this week, Sunday is also where we set the intention for the week. So this week's intention is rise. I love the word rise. I feel like there's so many powerful connotations to that word, right? It kind of can make you think about kind of being at your lowest and finding something within yourself that helps you to be strong and rise up out of all of that. But you can think of it however it connects for you. So I encourage you to kind of meditate on that word as we move through our practice today, and also as we just move through our week. If you are using the playlist that I provided from Spotify, you can go ahead and start that playlist now. And the way that we are going to approach this idea of rise is that in order to be able to rise, you have to first root down, right? You have to ground yourself in the earth, in your body, in your being, and then you can rise up out of that. So we're actually going to start our practice laying on our backs in Shavasana. I always like to remind people that you don't have to do anything to earn rest, right? So you don't have to, work out, build up a nice sweat and then feel like, okay, I've done enough that I can rest. You can actually start by resting. So come to lay on your back. Legs wide, palms wide beside you, facing up, ready to receive. And just take a moment here to come into your body. Letting go of any stress of the day, the weeks, the months. Allowing yourself this moment to just reconnect with yourself. And just breathe. Letting the body settle down. Noticing any places where you may be holding tension. And just letting it all go. Taking a deep inhale through the nose. Opening the mouth and sighing it out. Another deep inhale through the nose, filling up the body with the breath. Opening the mouth and letting it go. And then bringing your dominant hand to your heart, letting your other hand come to rest on top of that. And taking a moment here to set an intention for your practice. Your intention could be connected to our group intention of rise. In what ways can you find the strength to rise out of circumstance? Maybe your practice today will teach you and remind you of all the strength that's inside you. Or it can be any other intention that you find useful to guide your practice today, big or small. And plant that intention at your heart. Knowing that it will serve its purpose. And when you're ready, releasing your hands, bending your knees, hugging your knees into the chest, rocking from side to side. Allowing the back to get a nice little massage. And then beginning to rock forward and backwards, building momentum with each rock, taking at least 2 or 3 until you rock up to a seated position, sitting cross-legged. Bringing your right hand down to the earth beside you on the inhale, lifting the left arm up and overhead, looking underneath that left arm, feeling the stretch all the way on the side body, pressing that left hip down into the earth so that you feel a stretch from the hip all the way to the fingertips. Taking a deep inhale here. And then on the exhale, releasing that left hand down to the earth. Inhaling the right arm up and overhead, looking up to the sky. Pressing that right hip down into the earth, feeling the earth supporting your body. As you rise your heart up to the sky, take a deep inhale here. Exhale, release that right hand down to the earth. Let's do that one more time. Lift the left arm up and overhead on the inhale. Take a deep inhale. Exhale the left hand back down. Inhale the right arm up and overhead, feeling the stretch from the bottom to the top. Taking a deep inhale. Exhale that right hand back down by the side. You have 2 choices here. You can either continue to rock forward to come onto hands and knees, or you can move those legs around to the side and then come onto hands and knees, whatever works for you. As always, I like to place some padding underneath my knees for support. Coming into tabletop, knees directly underneath the hips, wrists directly underneath the shoulders. Feet are flat on the earth. On the inhale, lifting the heart, lifting the head, letting the belly drop down. Exhale, rounding the spine, bowing the head into the heart. Inhale, lifting the heart, lifting the head, lifting that tailbone as well. Exhale, rounding the spine. One more time. Inhale, lifting the heart, lifting the head. Exhale, round the spine. And then allowing yourself to come back into tabletop, tucking those toes. And on your inhale, lifting the knees, lifting the hips up and back, coming into our first downward dog. Pedaling those feet to wake up the hips. Bending the knees as you pedal those feet. And then finding stillness here, pressing those hips back, engaging those arms, allowing the head to hang heavy. On the inhale, rising up onto the toes, coming forward into high push-up plank. Exhale, pressing the hips up and back to downward dog. Inhale, coming up on the toes, forward to plank. Exhale, pressing up and back to downward dog, engaging that core to help you. It should not all be in your arms. Inhale, up on the toes, forward to plank. Exhale, hips up and back. downward dog. Pedaling those feet again, walking the dog. And then bending the knees as much as you can, looking between those hands, taking a deep inhale here. And then on the exhale, walking the feet to the top of the mat, coming into your forward fold. Letting the head hang loose, bending the knees as much as you need, taking the feet as wide as you need to feel like you have the space to release down. Taking deep inhales and exhales here. With each exhale, allowing the head to hang a little bit more, reaching the head towards the mat. On your inhale, walking those hands up to the shins, flattening that back, elongating the neck, the crown of the head is moving towards the front of the room. Exhale, release back down. Inhale, rising back up to a flat back. Exhale, release back down. One more time. Inhale, flat back. Pressing those hips back to elongate the neck, elongate the spine. Exhale, release back down. And then on your inhale, with a flat back coming all the way up, arms come up overhead. Keeping those arms up, coming all the way up onto the toes, finding your first balance. Reaching up for the sky as you rise up. And then on the exhale, bringing those palms together as the heels come down, the palms come to the heart. Feeling the earth underneath your feet. Grounding those feet down into the earth by engaging those legs, squeezing those thighs together will help to ground all four corners down into the earth. So many times we spend our lives up on our toes, right? Feeling off balance. If we ground down, we have more power to be able to move forward in whatever we're trying to accomplish. Releasing those hands down by your side, shoulders are pressing down the back. Heart is coming forward. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhale, slowly swan dive forward, flat back as long as you can, and then release into the forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back again. Exhale, fold. Stepping the right foot back and then the left foot back into plank, high push-up plank, feeling the power from the feet all the way to the crown of the head. One straight line, taking a deep inhale here. Exhale, release the body all the way down to the mat. Untucking the toes on your inhale, lifting the heart forward for baby cobra. Feeling what your lower back feels like today. We're still early in the practice, so don't overdo it. Exhale, release back down. Tucking the toes, pressing back up to plank, and then exhale to downward facing dog. Walking the dog. Bend the knees on the inhale, look between the hands. On your exhale, walk to the top of your mat into forward fold. Halfway lift on the inhale, fold on the exhale. Reverse swan dive all the way back up, palms touch, hands come to the heart. Let's go a little faster. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold back down. Trying to keep as much of the alignment even though we're going faster. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Your inhales and exhales. Inhale to plank. Exhale, release slowly down to the mat, taking your time. Halfway lift. Cobra on the inhale. Release back down on the exhale. Back to plank on the inhale. Downward dog on the exhale. Bend the knees, look forward on the inhale. Walk to the top of your mat on the exhale. Halfway lift on the inhale. Fold on the exhale. Reverse swan dive all the way back up to the top. Palms touch. Hands to the heart on the exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward dog. Take 2 breaths here, walking the dog. Your body should be nice and warm. You should feel a little bit more flexibility in your cobras at this point. Bend the knees on the inhale, looking between the hands. On the exhale, walk, step, or jump to the front of your mat, forward fold. Halfway lift on the inhale. Fold on the exhale. Reverse swan dive all the way back up, palms touch. Hands come to the heart on the exhale. Inhale, arms up, let's go. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift on the inhale. Fold on the exhale. Step the right foot back and release that right knee down to the mat. You can keep the toes tucked or you can place the top of the foot flat on the mat, grounding into that left foot. On the inhale, arms come straight up overhead. You're welcome to take a little back bend here. Low lunge. Pressing that left knee out so that it doesn't start to sway in. Squeezing those thighs together to keep your balance. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, release the hands down to the mat, tucking the toes on the right foot, lifting the right knee, step back into plank. You're welcome to add in Chaturanga from this point forward. Inhale here. Exhale, down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Immediately on your inhale, lift that right leg up and behind you. Bend the knee, coming onto those left toes to help propel that right foot forward, bringing the right foot near the right hand. Releasing that left knee down to the earth. Inhale those arms up and overhead. You should be feeling the warmth now. Feel yourself rise as you ground down, right? That's what helps you to rise up even more. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, release the hands down, tucking the toes on the left foot, lift the left knee, step the left foot forward to meet the right, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, the arms all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, the hands to heart. Not a break yet. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step the right foot back again, keeping that right knee lifted if you can. On your inhale, bringing the arms up and overhead. Take a deep inhale and exhale here. On the next inhale, bringing the arms behind you, coming forward like you're Superman. Inhale the arms back up. Concentrating to keep your balance. Squeezing those thighs together to keep your balance. Inhale, exhale, coming forward. Inhale back up. Let's do that one more time. Exhale, forward. Inhale back up. Exhale the hands to the mat. Step the left foot back into plank. You're always welcome to meet us in downward dog. Exhale, release down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, plank. And then downward dog. Lift that right leg up and behind you on the inhale. Once again, coming onto the toes of the left foot, swing that right foot between the hands. You can always help it with your hand, that's not a problem. Inhale the arms up. Crescent lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, come forward, arms come back. Inhale up. Exhale back. One more time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms back. Inhale the arms up. Exhale the hands back down to the mat. Step the left foot forward to meet the right. Forward fold. Halfway lift on the inhale. Fold on the exhale. Reverse swan dive all the way to the top. Palms touch, hands to the heart. We got one more round. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift on the inhale. Fold on the exhale. Step the left foot back, keeping the knee lifted if you can. Inhale the arms up. Exhale the hands to the heart, staying up in your lunge. Taking a deep inhale here. And then on the exhale, twisting to the right. Twisting from the torso, not from the chest. The head is the last thing to turn. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, release the hands back down. Step back into plank. Inhale here. Exhale, release down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, back down. Inhale for plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're almost there. Lift the left leg up behind you. Coming onto the right toes as you bring that left foot between the hands. Inhale the arms up for crescent lunge. Taking a deep inhale here. Exhale the hands to the heart. Inhale again. Exhale, twisting to the left. Taking your time so you can find your balance. Inhale, back to center. Exhale the hands down to the mat. Inhale, step that right foot forward to meet the left. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive those hands all the way up, palms touch. Exhale the hands to the heart. You get a little break here. Take 3 breaths. As much as possible, if you can, continue to breathe in and out of your nose. Keep that heat building inside your body. If you're familiar with Ujjayi breath, this is a great practice to use Ujjayi breath in. It helps to calm the mind. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Bend the knees, lower the hips, come to sit in your chair. Everybody's favorite pose. Grounding into those feet, right? The earth is what supports us and allows us to do everything that we're able to do. So grounding into those feet. Arms are nice and long if you can. Otherwise, you can always cross them over your chest. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift on the inhale. Fold on the exhale. Step back into plank. As always, you're welcome to meet us in downward dog. Otherwise, exhale, lower down. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, back down. Inhale for plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. On the inhale, lifting the right leg up and behind you. Bending that knee, coming forward, rounding that spine to bring the right foot between the hands. Releasing the left foot down so that it's parallel to the back of the mat, preparing for warrior 2. And then on your inhale, cartwheeling those arms up and over, nice and wide, warrior 2. As much as possible, trying to keep your torso centered on your hips. Arms are nice and long and engaged. The last thing you do is look over the middle finger of the right hand, pressing that right knee away so that it's pressing towards the pinky toe of the right foot, and then also pressing into the pinky toe of the left foot. Releasing that left hand down the leg. Inhale that right arm up and overhead for reverse warrior. Continuing to press that right knee away. Don't let it drift in. And then with your arms staying where they are, straightening that right leg, you'll find that you can shift back even more for reverse triangle. Keeping the legs straight, bringing the arms back into warrior two arms, shifting the hips back, coming into triangle. So shifting those hips back and back as though somebody's trying to pull that right arm forward, and then you release that right arm down, left arm comes up and overhead, looking straight up at the sky. Pressing those hips forward to keep yourself from rounding over towards your legs. Bending the knee on the inhale, coming back up to warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel those hands down, stepping back into plank. Taking an inhale in plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, back down. Inhale to plank. Exhale, downward dog. On your next inhale, lifting the left leg up and behind you. Bending the knee, rounding that spine to help bring that left foot between the hands. Releasing that right foot down so it's parallel to the back of the mat. Inhale, cartwheeling those arms up and overhead, warrior two on the other side. Checking your alignment, right? Making sure that you're grounding into both feet. Releasing that right hand down the right leg, inhaling that left arm up and overhead. Straightening that left leg for reverse triangle. You may be able to extend back even farther now that the leg is straight. Bringing those arms back up, shifting the hips back for triangle on this side. Every side of the body is different, so don't feel like what you could do on one side is going to be the same on the other side. You can do what you can do. Bending the knee, coming back up into warrior two. Inhaling here. Exhale, cartwheel those hands down to the mat, stepping back into plank on the inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, back down. Inhale, back to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bending the knees on the inhale, looking between the hands. On your exhale, walking, stepping, or jumping to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Halfway lift on the inhale. Fold on the exhale. Bringing those arms back up, keeping the knees bent, coming back into your chair. Breathing here. And then pressing so much into your feet on your inhale that it forces your body to rise up, your legs to straighten. Palms touch. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift on the inhale. Fold on the exhale. Stepping back into plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, release back down. Inhale, back to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. On the inhale, lifting the left leg up and behind you. I'm sure you're doing great. Keep going. Bend the knee, bringing that left foot between the hands. Releasing that right foot down again for warrior two. Inhale, cartwheel those arms up and overhead. Breathing here, finding your position, right? Sometimes we move so fast that we miss what we were doing. Keeping this front left knee bent. Now this time shifting the body forward, forward, forward as though somebody's once again pulling that left arm forward. And when you can't shift anymore, then releasing the forearm down to the leg. Right arm comes up and overhead, side angle. Releasing that left hand down to the mat, walking those toes in about 12 inches so that you can either reach a block or the mat as you prepare for half moon. And then when you're ready, grounding into that left foot. That's going to be the key. You can always start with your hand on your hip. When you're ready, rising up, lifting that right leg up. And notice how I'm opening my chest up as much as possible, right? So that my hips can open up, keeping that right foot flexed. And then when you're ready, lifting that right arm up. If you're better at balancing than me, you can look up at that right hand. Feeling the power. If you fall, you get back up. And then softening the knee of the left leg, coming back down, landing in warrior two as gracefully as you can. Taking a deep inhale here. Exhale, cartwheel those hands down to the mat, stepping the left foot back into plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, back down. Inhale for plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lifting the right leg up and behind. Bending the knee, bringing that right foot between the hands. We've got to do the other side. Releasing the left foot down. Inhale to cartwheel those arms up and overhead. Warrior two on this side. Taking a moment here to remind yourself that what you did 5 minutes ago means nothing, good or bad right now, right? Every moment is new. So approaching this moment with energy and positivity. Shifting the hips back as the right arm comes forward. And then releasing that arm down to the leg, bringing the left arm up and overhead, side angle. The heart is lifting towards the sky. There's a slight twist. And then once again, releasing that right arm, hand down. So shifting those left feet in so that you can bring either the hand down to a block or to the mat. Right, I like to come up onto my fingertips for some reason. And then once you feel grounded, right, it can be sometimes easier if you start with your hand on your hip. Taking your time to lift that leg, keeping that foot flexed. And then lifting that left arm up and overhead. And if you want to try, you can even try lifting that right hand up off the mat for a floating half moon. And then softening that front knee, coming back into warrior two. Taking a deep inhale here. Exhale, cartwheel those hands down. Stepping back into plank, last flow of the practice. Exhale, lower down. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, back down. Inhale for plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a moment to rest here. Walking the dog. Congratulating yourself for everything you've already accomplished. Taking those feet wide to the edges of your mat and pointing the toes slightly outward, so heels in, toes out. And as you walk your hands back towards your body, coming into a squat, malasana, bringing the palms together, using the forearms to press those knees away. You're welcome to sit on a block here. We'll stay here for just a couple of breaths. And then bringing your hands behind you to help you as you come to a seat on your mat. Moving your feet so that they're at the top edge of your mat. Preparing for Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. I always like to sit up on the edge of a blanket whenever I'm doing any types of forward fold. It helps my hips to be able to hinge forward. So if you're finding that when you sit like this, that there's no space for you to actually move, try sitting up on the edge of a blanket. So you can see I'm sitting with my tailbone on the very edge of this blanket so that it tilts me forward a little bit, okay? Feet are flexed and hip distance apart, or if it's more comfortable for you, you can always have your feet together, but I like to have my feet about hip distance apart. Feet are nice and flexed to help press the thighs down into the earth. On the inhale, we scoop our arms up and overhead, sitting nice and tall. On the exhale, we hinge forward at the hips. So we're not trying to lead with our heads, right? We're leading with our hearts. And when you've reached your edge, then you release the hands down, head comes down, and you fold. Taking a deep inhale through the nose, opening the mouth and letting everything go. Deep inhale through the nose, feeling the breath rise from the root all the way to the crown of the head. Open the mouth and let everything go. One more time, deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and let everything go. Don't hold anything back. And then on your next inhale, begin to walk the hands back up the body as you come back to sitting upright in Dandasana. And just taking a moment here to feel the strength that lives inside your body. And then bending the knees, bringing the feet to the mat, preparing for a seated pigeon. I recommend not sitting on top of a blanket for this. Starting with the right legs, you're going to bring the right ankle to the left thigh, or the right below the left knee or above the left knee. Finding a place that works for you. If this is too much engagement, you can come back onto your forearms, or you can come all the way back onto your back. If you need more engagement, you can always walk that left foot in closer to the body. It's going to help to press that right hip and stretch that right hip. So you finding the place that works for you. Taking a deep inhale through the nose. Opening the mouth and letting it go. Deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and let it all go. One more time. Deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and let it all go. And then you may want to use your left hand to help your right foot back down to the mat. Windshield wipering the knees from side to side. Releasing any tension. And then moving to the other side. So bringing that left ankle to right above the right knee. And as I said before, every side of the body is different. So you finding what's comfortable and gives you the stretch that you're looking for on this side. It could be more, it could be less. Only you know your body. Taking a deep inhale through the nose. Opening the mouth and letting it all go. Deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and let it all go. One more time. Deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and let it all go. And then using that right hand to help that left foot back down to the mat. Windshield wipering the knees from side to side. And then keeping those knees bent, coming down onto your back. Walking those knees in towards the tailbone so that when you have your arms stretched out by your side, you can touch your heels. Preparing for bridge pose. You may want to have a block nearby if you like to use a block for bridge. Pressing into those hands so the hands are face down on the mat. Lifting the hips up to the sky. Taking an inhale here. Exhale, release the hips down. Let's do that again. Inhale the hips up. Exhale, release the hips back down. And now this time, inhale the hips up. You can stay right here. You can place a block underneath your sacrum, which is the little triangle right between your lower back and your tailbone. Or you can clasp your hands underneath your body, walk your shoulders together to allow yourself to come into a full bridge. Tucking the chin a little bit towards the chest. And we'll just take a couple of breaths here. If wheel is a part of your practice, you're welcome to move into wheel or upward facing bow. If your hands are clasped, bringing your hands back out by your side, releasing those shoulders, and then everybody slowly, one vertebra at a time, releasing the back down to the mat. Taking the feet as wide as the mat, letting the knees knock together, and just allowing the back to rebound right here. And then releasing the legs all the way down to the mat, flexing the toes, hugging the right knee into the chest, flexing the toes on the right foot, feeling that nice stretch. Just breathing here. And we're going to start with an opening of the hip. So we're going to keep the right hand wrapped around the right leg, and then just allowing the weight of the hand to open that right knee out. There's no expectation that the knee will come all the way to the mat. Taking the left arm out and wide, and just allowing that hip to open just a bit. Inhale that knee back up, hugging that knee back into the chest. And now wrapping the left hand around that right knee, using the weight of the left hand to bring the right leg across the body for a nice twist. Right arm comes out wide by your side, looking over that right shoulder or looking straight up at the sky. Inhale that leg back up to center, hugging that right knee into the chest one more time. And then releasing that right leg all the way down to the mat. Taking a moment here to notice any difference between the right and the left side before we move. And then on your next inhale, hugging the left knee into the chest, flexing the toes. Releasing that right arm all the way out to the side, using the weight of the left hand to open the left hip. Inhale that left knee back up. Switch your hands so that the right hand is now wrapped around that knee, using the weight of the right hand to release that left knee all the way down to the right side. Left arm comes out, looking over the left shoulder or straight up. Inhale that left knee back up to center, hugging the left knee into the chest. One last time. And then releasing that left leg down by the right. And you're welcome to move into Shavasana right now, or you can take a happy baby here, grabbing the outside of each foot with the palm to pull those knees towards the armpits. You may want to stretch one leg or the other, or there may be some other pose, anything that you need to feel complete before we rest. And then when you're ready, releasing the legs down to the mat, nice and long. You're always welcome to place a bolster or a pillow underneath the knees, coming back into Shavasana, back where we began. Noticing any changes that have occurred in your body in this last hour. Feeling the earth as it continues to support you even as you lay down. Letting go of any places that you're still holding on. Allowing the mind to drift off wherever it goes. If you've been doing the Ujjayi breath, letting go of that as well. Returning to your normal breath. Just resting. Bringing your attention back into your body. Noticing any sounds inside the space where you practice. Any noises outside. Beginning to wiggle your fingers and your toes to bring movement into the body. Rotating the wrists and the ankles in one direction and then the other, just beginning to wake the body up. Rotating the head gently from side to side. Extending the arms up and overhead, pointing the toes. Reaching with one arm and then with the other to get a nice stretch on each side. Clasping the hands and then reversing the hands upward, flexing the feet, continuing to stretch the body. Hugging the knees into the chest, giving them a nice squeeze, rocking from side to side. And then rolling onto your favorite side, making a pillow with the hands, taking one last moment here to reconnect with the intention that you set at the beginning of your practice. Feeling where that intention lives inside of your heart. And then releasing that intention out into the universe, knowing that it has served its purpose. Pressing your hand into the earth to help you as you come up into a seated position, something that's comfortable for you. Bringing your hands together at your heart. Lifting your heart into your hands, bowing your head. We'll close our practice with 2 collective breaths. Although we practice in different spaces, we breathe together. Taking a deep inhale through the nose, opening the mouth and sighing it out. Deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and sigh it out. May you continue to allow the earth to support you as you rise up to meet each new day. May you be happy. May you remain healthy. And may you always know peace. The light in me honors and acknowledges the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for practicing with me. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.